Hi, I'm David Vinjamori, and this is Brand New. The Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity kicked off on June 18th in France. The 64-year-old festival brings together advertising leaders and creatives from around the globe. The festival is noted for celebrating beautiful advertising, which doesn't sell anything. Just in time for Father's Day, Dove has launched a new campaign, #DearFutureDads. The creative shows fathers giving advice to future dads. The campaign also celebrates Unilever's decision to offer paid paternity leave to its employees. Given the tight jobs market for employers these days, Dove seems to have hit on a clever strategy. Get future dads to go ask for paternity leave, and then when they get fired, get them to come work for Dove. Father's Day is a big opportunity for advertisers to focus on promoting gifts for men, and this year they'll spend $15.3 billion telling mom and the kids what to buy. Meanwhile, U.S. retailers are scrambling to find a country interested in taking $153 billion worth of lightly used striped ties, gold golf tees, and polka dot socks for a tax write-off. Very few people apparently realize that iHop stands for International House of Pancakes. Knowing that, you'd think that the chain would be more interested in getting a bigger share of pancake lovers in the door, but instead, they changed their name to iHop to promote the fact that they serve burgers. Now, to be fair to the change is temporary, and they have gotten a lot of attention for this name change, but it's the kind of attention you get when you get in a fender bender with your parents' car right in front of your high school, and the only effect on the business is that they've now got consumers thinking their restaurants are either ATM locations or the kind of place you can find scrapbooking supplies. Nice work, iHop. You may have seen recent headlines stating that Vermont will pay you $10,000 to move there. They are part of a campaign for the Remote Worker Grant Program, which will eventually pay 100 lucky workers with jobs to relocate to Vermont and work from home. The campaign is meant to attract folks to Vermont, which is a small state with an aging population. Vermont is using this program and the Stay-to-Stay weekend, which allows potential relocators to spend a weekend in Vermont for free, to rev up its marketing, to confront the very real issue for the state. But to me, it just looks a little desperate, like that guy who's trying a little too hard to impress in the bar. The World Cup is underway in Russia. When Russia won the right to host this year's World Cup way back in 2010, beating out Holland, Belgium, Spain, and Portugal, it was meant to be sort of a coming out party for Russia as a player on the world cultural stage following the Sochi Winter Olympics in 2014. Instead, because of sanctions imposed on Russia following the invasion of Crimea in 2014, as well as Western concerns over Russian meddling in the US and European elections, the Russians have recalculated their advertising strategy for this World Cup. The new campaign? Come see the World Cup final in Moscow. Sure, you might have your phone hacked and your identity stolen, but it will still be a hell of a lot better than Doha in 2022. In our main story today, let's talk about the 30-second ad. The 30-second ad is the format we all know, and it's the one that we grew up with. Every commercial you remember from your childhood, whether fondly or not, it's probably a 30-second spot. But that format has gotten old, and we watch a lot less of them than we used to. That's because we have options now. We can time shift television with DVRs that let us skip the commercials. We can watch our favorite shows on Hulu and pay to remove the commercials, or we might watch clips on YouTube or shows on Netflix and never see commercials at all. Or even more likely, we're just going to the bathroom or grabbing a beer when the commercials are airing. It shouldn't be surprising then that the Advertising Research Foundation just published research showing that 6-second ads get up to 11% more attention per second than 30-second spots. What does that mean? We get it. Unless you've created a Super Bowl quality commercial, something really funny or so profound, we'll need an extra box of tissues or a nitroglycerin tablet to get through it, then just get to the point. Remind us, that's fine. That's a worthwhile trade for your show, some reminders. But consumers are not buying a value proposition that stuffs 18 minutes of bloated commercials into an hour of programming. They haven't been buying it for a while, and now we know for sure that there are better alternatives. Whenever I have this conversation with my agency friends, I'm told that advertisers are creatures of habit, The upfront works, and 30-second ads sell. Well, you know what else is a creature of habit? A lemming headed towards a cliff with 1,000 of his buddies. Wake up, advertisers. It's time to think different. That's brand new for today. See you next time.